Welcome to P.S He, the show that combines your two favorite things, weed and basketball. Pack 'em all and grab a seat as Evan rambles on about this team he's loved for the past 40 plus years.
My mom only cares when I'm on TV. My dad only cares that I make money. I just smoke tree every day and night. I don't give a fuck if I'm doing it right.
Welcome to Hoops Zooted. I'm your host, Evan Moore. The All-Star break is over. We're back in full swing, back to the grind here this week. So only had two games this week. And it's been kind of a rough week for me a little bit too. Like last week I came to you, with my big wizard pipe talking about how I felt like Gandalf the White. But this week I feel like I've been knocked down a few pegs. So I'm back with my bubbler, and I've got a little bit of soap this week because there's still a little bit of cleaning to do, I believe, here. So anyway. Yeah, I just had to take a hit right away. Anyway, this is also my second attempt at recording this because my first attempt was kind of a whiny, rambling kind of start to this, just complaining about something that happened to me this week. And, I need to just let it go. It was frustrating, annoying. I didn't appreciate it. If that person happens to be listening, I doubt it, but anyway, time to move on. I'm cool. I'm pretty much broken off and solo at this point too. So just me all by myself, just another jackass with a podcast. So all of you that listen to me, every week, I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you. When I started this, I really thought I'd be lucky if I got, maybe 4 or 5 people, always had kind of in my head, even jokingly, it'd be Tenacious D and I have just one super fanatic fan, so anyway, I really greatly appreciate you guys. This has been fun for me. Even though I make, zero money at this yet, don't have enough subscribers, don't have enough, views every week. So, but I'm slowly building there, and I'm enjoying this. And yeah, I really wanted to, kind of lean into gratitude a little bit this week, just because it has been kind of an annoying week, and, thank all of you that do listen. So anyway, like I said, on to the Lakers. We only had 2 games this week. One against the Warriors, one against the Spurs, and of course 1 loss, 1 win. And this team is still allergic to win streaks. So on that note, let me take a couple more hits. I'll play a little bit of music here, and I'll be back in a sec. that thing. I need to fix that at some point, but we'll get to it. You know how stoners are. Anyway, on to the games. Of course, you know, that Warriors game. Oh, so disappointing. And like, yeah, the timeline, of course, went freaking nuts over that one. That was a tough loss. That was disappointing to me, you know, because losing to the Warriors always sucks. But when you put it in perspective of a lot of things, you know, first of all, Warriors won a hot streak, playing, you know, probably the best they've been playing all season, you know. So, and you know, they were also looking to, you know, really get a game against us because, you know, that I believe we got the last one, as if I'm remembering that right now. Like as I say that, I'm kind of doubting myself. But anyway, I thought we had got the last one. But anyway, you know, that is still, you know, the closest thing that we have to a rivalry outside the Celtics. You know, even though I don't still consider it a real rivalry, you know, just because, yeah, for lots of reasons that we don't need to go into that. But disappointing to lose to the Warriors, but when you put it in perspective of how well they've been playing, and also just Darvin Ham, like so many things about that game that are frustrating. Like he's in drop coverage, you know, for a good portion of the game. Just like, when are we going to learn? When are we going to learn about doing that against the Warriors? And then the thing that really ticked me off was sideline. He has a sideline report, you know, because it was TNT game, and they talked to him, and he starts complaining about the illegal screens that Golden State is setting. And now, you know, we all know about those goddamn screens. We all fucking know. And to like be complaining about them at a sideline report, I feel is like basically, you know, throwing your hands up and saying like, I'm out of ideas. You know, maybe the front office can help. The league office can give us a hand here. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? Like that kind of mentality right there just shows me like he doesn't have this desire to like overcome, you know, like he wants to complain about the situation rather than figure a way to think out of it and think his way out of it. And it's just so frustrating. But, you know, like, so when you put it in perspective of those things, like, hey, yeah, it's no wonder the Warriors won that game, you know. And I'm going to keep saying this, you know, Darvin Ham is still the biggest, you know, hindrance to this team's success. You know, it's unfortunate, but it's the damn truth. And then tonight, you know, we got the win, you know, got back off, you know, back off the schneid and won 123 to 118 over the Spurs. Okay win. You know, like we should have been able to run away with that, but again, we kind of play with our food in the third and the fourth quarter, and you know, that shouldn't have been, you know, a 5-point game, you know, there in the end. It's like, you know, that should have easily been like a 15-point, 20-point win, you know, blowout. Like it should not have been that. But like, you know, they have this habit of still taking their foot off the gas, and you know, it is what it is. Like, you know, this team, like, yeah, I hold out a tiny sliver of hope because I still see enough talent on this team, but like I don't think a lot of people understand and appreciate the entire package it takes to kind of put together a championship team. And, we've got the pieces, but like we haven't put the puzzle together fully yet is basically the issue. And, sure, we've got 25 games left plus the playoffs, still a lot of basketball to be played. And, but like seeding does matter. We can't pretend like seeding, doesn't matter. Trying to go from the 7th seed again is going to be a tall order. LeBron and AD are freaking amazing, but like, ideally, if we could somehow kind of claw our way up to the 5th spot, that would be ideal. Because I think that's really the only way, in my opinion, that we really stand a chance. Because then we might actually, mathematically get lucky and get a, at least one series at home. If we get at that 5, or if we can get in that 4 spot, I mean, that would be incredible. But like, I doubt that's going to happen. But anyway, long way to go. It's still tough, but like, this team is at least competitive, and I do appreciate how Brown and AD have been playing, and how they've been carrying this team despite the giant hamstring we have on this team. This giant hamstring injury. So, that moves me on to my, my first topic here, which is, again, I feel that Darvin is still this team's biggest problem. Like, there's just, there are still little nagging issues, with execution and with defense, but like Darvin's obsession with Taurean Prince, Darvin's just insistence on falling back on what worked as opposed to kind of continuing to adapt and move with things. And the fact that he's like allergic to win streaks. Like, he has not won 5 games in a row since he's been here. It hasn't happened once. Like, 4 games is the maximum win streak we've had since he's been here. And you can, like, this is a mediocre team, and that's, if you can't win at least like 8 to 10 games, like it's tough to see you like being a championship team, and LeBron and AD playing great, appreciate it, hope they can hold up. LeBron was, he looked great tonight, and hopefully he can stay healthy, and we'll still be strong in the playoffs. We're going to be one hell of a tough out in the playoffs, but it's not going to be because Darvin Ham. It's going to be despite Darvin Ham. So, like, so many things about his mentality just speak to a lack of accountability and just a lack of a desire to like kind of get better. Like, he seems to kind of think that he has it all figured out, and that he, it feels like it takes somebody else like kind of, intervening. And like, like I said, they already had to do an intervention once with him. And like, how many times are they going to have to do that kind of thing where like, hey, snap out of it. Like, you can't just keep, doing the same thing. And like, like, when are we going to learn our lesson against Golden State and quit run and drop coverage? Like, it's, yeah. Like I said, LeBron and AD are the only reason this team has an edge. Only reason. Like, I feel like they are, player coaches at this point, and they don't get credit for it. And they're having to compensate for the fact that Ham just is just not very good at this. Like, you know, and it's again, I've said it a bunch of times on this podcast. Like, he's such a nice, likable guy. It's really frustrating. Like, I really wished it would have worked out, and but it is what it is. We can't change the past. We got to live with it. At least we're still above 500. At least we're still in contention for the playoffs. So got to count our blessings, I guess. But again, they're not going to win, because of him. They're going to win despite him. So anyway, on to my, next topic here. Let me take a hit before the next topic here. Because the injury curse just continues. So anyway, come back from the break, expecting, hey, maybe we're going to get some guys back off the break. And not only do we only get one guy back off the break, and that's Max, but Christian Wood takes his place on the injury report, and he's out for 2 weeks with a knee effusion. So again, that's similar to what Gabe Vincent has, where it's, it's fluid in his knee and they have to drain it, and he has to rest it for a while and hope it doesn't puff back up again. And yeah, so fun. Thankfully Jackson Hayes has been playing great and, filling in admirably for Christian Wood. So that's been helpful, but yeah, again, just our injury luck has just been terrible, and we've got no updates on Gabe Vincent or Vando yet. But I think we all, at least all of us that, kind of understood those injuries, at least kind of reasonably thought, like, I think the earliest we're going to see Gabe back is March. And, the earliest we're going to see Vando back is probably April, and we gotta deal with that. And that sucks. That sucks, man. If we still I look at, the beginning of the season, the predictions I made, and, sure, my 62 games is a little lofty, but I feel like with Vando, we could have been pretty fucking close, man. Pretty fucking close. He's such a difference maker when he's healthy, man. But, it was nice to get Max back, against the Warriors, and still waiting on Cam, unfortunately. But hopefully he'll be back soon. But hopefully he's also taking his time with that, that groin injury that keeps going up. Groin injuries are a pain in the ass. Like, yeah, I did it once, and I'll never forget it. It's nagging, and it'll get better. You'll think things are good, and then you'll just do one little thing and tweak it again, and then it's bugging you again for a couple weeks, and it's a pain in the ass. It's, and it's all depending on how, deep in the tissue the muscle, pull or tear is, and it's such a freaking pain in the ass, because it just seems like it just takes forever to, finally go away. You can do so many things, and you get it feeling really good, and then just, like I said, just one little thing, and there it is again. God damn it. So yeah, I sympathize with Cam, and with AD having to deal with that too, and Braun a couple years ago. Yeah, groin injuries suck. So anyway, just one more little topic here. This is probably going to be a short one, because we only had 2 games this week, and yeah, just kind of keep it a shorter episode this week. I'm more chilled. We don't have as much to talk about until we get a little bit more back in full swing, and with just a Thursday and Friday game, no reason for you to hear me ramble on about nothing for an hour. I try not to repeat myself. I may do it here, because I get stoned and forget what I said. But I try not to repeat myself because even though I just did. Let me take another hit. So anyway, again, people are mad at LeBron. And, part of me gets it, but also, like, a big part of me is like, when are you guys going to chill? Like, there are certain things that, like, that frustrate me about Braun, because there's things that frustrate me about any player's game. It's the perfectionist in me, and like, yeah, nobody's perfect, and like you can, superstar or not, like anybody, you can see just little things in their game about why did they get that, or why didn't they, but like, but I try not to do too much of that, because at the same time I do realize that, like, hey, you're nitpicking at greatness, like, so but my point to that is that, like, that's at least a little bit more reasonable. But like, the way people have been just losing their minds about Braun and the days off that he's taking on back-to-backs, about choosing which opponent, and a lot of times he's choosing what a lot of people are feeling is the lesser opponent to play. And a lot of that is about timing, and getting rest at the certain intervals, or certain lengths of time, especially here with the All-Star break. They kind of stretch that out as much as they could to kind of get him some rest. And as frustrating as that is for a lot of people, if you watch that game tonight, he looked really, really good. He looked really, really good. So, it was frustrating, and there's also, like, like I said, I get that side of it. Like, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like saying that, like, anybody who's saying that is just like, like, you're an idiot. Like, no, that's not at all what I'm saying. Like, I totally get the thing, but like, you also, my point is that you just have to kind of chill it out, because he's kind of earned this grace, like, he's been here a long time. He's been in this league for 21 years, and playing at this level at his age is unprecedented. And as frustrating as it is, it's just kind of par for the course. And we have to kind of pump the brakes a little bit, and just chill. Like, chill. Braun's going to be fine. Like, like, the team's going to be fine. And it is frustrating what our seeding it is, but like, we all need to take a deep breath and take this all one game at a time here. That's why I've got, the little meditating lizards up here this week, because that's going to be my theme here for the rest of the season. Because I need it myself. I get a little bit anxious, and want to look forward to each thing, but we got to take this one game at a time. We're still 30-27, still 31-27, 4 games above 500. And there's still 25 games to play. So we're going to get there. and regardless of seeding, this team is going to be a threat in the playoffs. Now championship or not, that's going to be tough. We'll have to wait and see. So, but as far as LeBron goes, and getting mad at him, it's also a lot of that crowd are the folks that just stay mad at him. So we also got to kind of take that with a grain of salt too, because there's some folks, it doesn't matter what LeBron does, they're just going to stay mad at him forever. And like I said, there are certain little things that I'll nitpick at LeBron for with his game every once in a while, but for the most part, I love that dude. And he can do what he wants. He's gotten us one chip, and I'm hoping he can get us one more before he walks out and heads off into the sunset. But he did what we asked him when he came here. So, no complaints at all from me. And, I appreciate his career. I appreciate his greatness. He is phenomenal. So anyway, I guess that really only leaves one more thing.
It's time for historical story circle. Guess or
Yes, it is time. It is time for another edition of Historical Stoner Circle. And with the week that I've had, the Historical Stoner Circle that I would like to have this week would be Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad, because I just want some fucking peace. And I don't think I need to say much more. So, yeah. Anyway, it's been good. I'll see you all next week. Peace out and stay zooted.
In the history of mankind, men have been called out and written up millions of times over, but only one man was written up for, and I quote, making barnyard noises and wouldn't stop. Rest in power, my friend. Washiko.